Okay, hello guys. Good evening. Yeah, it's good evening. Yeah, good evening and welcome to the very first FlutterFlow Laboratory that we're going to be having with this new community. Yeah, so um, I'm always like super excited to share my knowledge of no code development and the whole knowledge about building web and mobile applications without writing codes. Like I'm always super excited to talk about it. And this for me is another opportunity to teach you guys some concepts that you might not have like properly understood in the tutorials that you have been watching on the Space YouTube channel. Okay, so welcome to everyone, right? So I have seen like we have like 11 people so far on this session. So please, if at all you're here, I like to be very respectful. I'm an African, and we're very respectful people, right? So I like to like greet you if you're here. So vast agency. So I will be greeting you with regards to the name that I see here on YouTube. So I have seen someone here, Vast Agency. Welcome, good to have you here. So I think I will just flash it here, Vast Agency. James Mora, welcome, good to have you here as well. Uh, James is from Brazil. Okay, good to have you here. Simplitude Go, nice, good to have you here too. Karim is very familiar. Karim, welcome. Karim from Tunisia. All right, then. Okay, great. Good to have you guys here. Simplitude is from Nigeria. All right. Welcome. So, if I told you here, just go ahead and just say hi or good evening, and I will just greet you back. So, Stanley, welcome. Good to have you here. Abraham, good to have you here from Nigeria. Cyprian from South Africa, good to have you here. Neji Sydney, good to have you here. Stacy from Nigeria, good to have you. All right, guys, just keep just saying hi. I will just be greeting you guys, right? So we'll just use like the first 5 minutes exchanging pleasantries, which is a good thing. Okay, so Danny's from Nigeria, first timer. Good to have you here. Ak Reason, that's like Architect Reason, I think. Good to have you here from Nigeria as well. Peter from Ghana, welcome. Okay, Ineji had already greeted you. Ini Glory, welcome. Good to have you here from Nigeria. Oluwatunde, good to have you here as well. Olatunde, good to have you here. All right, so if I told you're here and me greeting you might make sense, just drop your name and just not like your name, just say hi, and of course I will extend my pleasantries to you. All right, so okay, Oluwatunde is from Benin City, Nigeria. Good to have you here. Obikoya, good to have you here. I hope I didn't murder your name. Okay, Sha, welcome. Good to have you here. Olatunde Akambi. Okay, I had already greeted you. Welcome. Okay, so I hope I didn't murder your name. Guru Prasad, welcome. Good to have you here from India. Okay, so I'm going to pronounce the last name here. Kayode, welcome. Good to have you here. Linda, good to have you here. Shah is from Saudi Arabia. Good to have you here too. The Gospel Channel from Abuja, Nigeria. Okay, his name is Harry. Okay, Harry, good to have you. Okay, guys, welcome to our very first FlutterFlow Laboratory. We used to have FlutterFlow Laboratories in the past, but for our new community, the Nocode Africa community, right? So we're having like this very interesting laboratory. So just a moment, let me make a reminder again. Okay, so let me see if I can get more people to participate. So the idea for the laboratory is you have been introduced, like you've gone through some videos that has to do with introduction to FlutterFlow. So it is expected that if you have some questions or some challenges with what you have been checking out, and let's say you don't understand something, you could just let me know, and then I will add you to the studio here. I'll add you to the studio here on StreamYard, and you can share your screen, right? So well, it's a public space, so you have to just be careful about the things that you share. By that I mean no password, no private thing should be shared during these sessions, right? Yeah. So if you have questions, I will like you to just let me know that, okay, I have questions, I have some issues in my project, and then I will drop the link to the studio, and then you can join and ask questions, right? So this is one of one of those rare opportunities where you can ask questions. So I am not texting. I'm trying to drop like a reminder in the community on WhatsApp, just on other communities, right? So okay, and so I will just try to remind as many persons as possible on the community. Okay, so I will continue saying hello to different people. Joshua Nathaniel, good to have you here from Uyo, Nigeria. Nice. Okay, so this is a feedback. I like feedback like this. I like your teaching. I'm inspired by you. Guru Prasad, I really appreciate this. This is one of the things that motivates me to keep going on. So Chivansi, good to have you here. Good evening. NG Studios, good to have you here. Sandra Bernard, good to have you here. Ubo Ann, hi, good to have you here. Okay, so I think this is going to be like the very first concern we're going to be handling today. So someone is asking, yes, I'm lost with how the FlutterFlow can be used. Okay, so I will try to start with these. If at all you have issues that has to do with maybe some other tutorials, like the ones that I shared in the community, right? So this is specific to the ones that I shared in the community. So the tutorials that I shared in the community has to do with, just a second. I shared tutorials that has to do with, let me see again. So introduction to FlutterFlow, how to implement CRUD, that's create, read, update, delete in FlutterFlow, how to build a simple to-do list mobile app without coding, right? So those are the three different videos that I shared in the community. And if at all you tried implementing these things and then you had issues, and so that's like, this is the laboratory for those issues. So I just want you to let me know if you had issues there, and then I can answer the questions. If it involves you sharing your screen, I will invite you. I'll drop a link, and then you can come here. You can come to StreamYard, and then you'll be able to share your screen. Okay, so let me answer this question: how the FlutterFlow can be used. So FlutterFlow is an instrument. I would like to call it an instrument. It's a platform, it's an instrument that allows you to build mobile and web applications without writing codes, right? So let's say 5 to 10 years ago, to build mobile applications and web applications, you have to write custom codes to get these things done, right? So but some other players like Adalo, right? Adalo, Bubble, Frame and Noun, and then FlutterFlow, they decided to build something really simple for for people who don't know how to write codes. Like if I told you're very familiar with Harry Potter's movie, the guys that don't have magic, I think they're called muggles, if I got it right. So if you have magic, you can use the one thing and then do different things. But if I told you don't have magic, you were born without magic, I think you're called muggles. So the guys that can't really write codes, I don't know how to call them, but they're not coders, right? So, but the thing is, these different industry players, Dalo, Bubble, FlutterFlow, they decided to build something for people that don't code, right? Because writing code is very stressful. It takes like a longer time, and to debug is also very, very painful. Like just a line, just a space in your code could actually make your entire scripts not run, right? So these guys decided to like implement something that makes it very simple for people that don't write codes to also be able to build mobile and web applications. Now, it doesn't mean that the applications that you build don't run on codes. They run on codes because the underlying programming language that makes this thing work is Flutter. For instance, FlutterFlow, right? So there's a language called Dart, Google Dart, that that is being transferred when you build an application on FlutterFlow. It's somehow not like transferred. It's already there. It's like a backbone, right? And it runs on the Flutter framework. So to answer Simplitude Go's question, right? So FlutterFlow is used in building mobile and web applications without writing codes. The thing is, it's a no code tool, and it's also a low code tool. But I prefer to call it low code, right? Because no code would mean no single code. But the thing is, FlutterFlow is still like really improving, and right now you can't achieve every single thing without at least some snippets of code. So there is something called custom code, custom function, right? Even some widgets, like there's custom widgets, and yeah, so it's more like a low code instrument for now. But I think the train, right, where Flutterflow is going is to become no code totally, right? So that means you can just build stuff without writing codes. So let me see. Okay, I will just continue greeting again before we continue. All right. So Desire, I used to see Desire in the previous cohort. Good to have you here again. Adeyemi from Lagos, good to have you here. To the Zan, to the Zone, good to have you here. I'm sorry for murdering your name. Um, Adopting Christ channel, good to have you here. Uh, Okay, vast agency. Okay, yes, there's going to be a part, not even part two. There's already part two for the Messenger app, right? So you're expecting part three. So yes, I will be releasing the part three very soon. I know a lot of people are expecting that. Yes, I will release the part three very soon. I had exams. I am still writing exams. I'm a student. Yeah. Okay, so oh, okay. Yeah, simply to go. Thank you very much for these. Thank you so much. I like to explain things really simple because I'm a fast learner now, but back then I wasn't really good at learning really fast. So I wasn't always impressed by people who try to teach me and they go so fast, right? So I try to make these things really slow because when I'm teaching, I try to assume that I'm teaching my other self. Like by my other self, I mean the other part of me that wasn't able to learn really fast, right? So yeah, that's why I try to break these things down and really teach it efficiently. Thank you very much for your comment. Okay, so Sandra Bernard said, I have a challenge with how long Flutterflow takes to load. Okay, right. So I would like to address this question, right? So the speed with which your pages load is dependent on a couple of things. The very first thing is that it depends on the quality of your internet. Like that's the strength of your internet. If your internet is really fast, then it's gonna be fast too. Then also it's dependent on your it depends on a lot of things, like including your system's RAM, right? So if your system is slow, then your overall speed will be slow. Or let's say if at all you're using a mobile device to view the page that you had already built, fine. So it's not going to be like critically dependent on the speed of the internet that you're using. Also, when you build a particular page, you use images, right? So you export images from your Figma document, right? So when you do this, depending on the size, like the size of the images that you use in your project, right, it makes your entire page to be very heavy, right? So it will take a long time to load. So the best thing that you can do is make sure that you use smaller sizes of images or image widgets or images on your stuff. So just try to make use of very small sizes of stuff. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so then I think that's like what I wanted to say. Yeah, so just make sure that the size of the images that you use in your project is not very big. Otherwise, it's going to take a long time to load, and then your internet too. Right. So, okay, great. So, okay, so someone is saying, I'm a software developer front end, precisely hope learning Flutterflow will be great. Of course, it's gonna be great. So if you're a front end developer, I would like to know the language that you write as front end developer. Yeah, so learning Flutterflow is really good because you can actually decide to specialize in front end again, right? So you might just decide to specialize in just front end. That means you just try to implement design the UI UX designs that have been made in Flutterflow, try to implement them in sorry, the UI UX designs that have been made in Figma, right? You can try to implement them in FlutterFlow. So you can just focus on front end also in FlutterFlow, right? So because backend it's a bit by backend I mean just knowing how to walk around your queries, your actions, and all of that. It's a bit tricky, right? So except you spend a lot of time trying to learn how to do it. Yes, learning FlutterFlow is great, like super great. I can assure you that. Okay, so Bimbola, good to have you here. Okay, so I'm still greeting people. Can I write code? Simply to go said, can I write code in FlutterFlow? Yes, yes. So you can actually write code in FlutterFlow. There is a part that is called custom code, custom functions. So there are some things that you might not be able to achieve, right? So in FlutterFlow, right? So you can actually write codes, but the codes that you're writing has to be in Google Dart, right? You can be writing Python codes, right? So you have to write Google Dart codes, right? And of course, codes that can run in the Flutter framework, right? So that's like the idea. If you have issues, either you don't have to go and learn Google Dart to be able to write custom codes. You can use ChatGPT and just tell it to generate the codes for you, and then you can use it in your Flutterflow project. Meanwhile, Flutterflow itself also has a ChatGPT assistant on Flutterflow, right? That can help you generate snippets of codes that you can use in your custom code as your custom code. Great. So let's check out other questions. Please do a training about task and project assignments. Okay, do a training about task and project. I don't really understand this question to that zone. Please try to ask it again clearly. So someone is saying, I'm a product designer looking to explore no-code mobile development. Kindly share any advice you have for me. Okay, so the advice I'll share is going to be for you and for everyone else. So product design is just, I think the main work here is to interpret the client's idea into UI UX designs, and by UI UX I mean user interfaces, user experiences, and even defining the colors, a lot of things, right? So knowing how to use FlutterFlow will be like an added advantage for you, because well, you will be making more money, right? More money by telling your client that I won't just design it for you, I will build it for you. Client will be like, okay, how will you do that? And you'll be like, okay, I can build it with FlutterFlow. Client is like, okay, that's a no-code tool. And you're like, yes, it's a no-code tool. In fact, it's a low-code tool, but I can also download the codes and host it somewhere else. Some clients might just want it to be hosted somewhere else. So the way Flutterflow works, which is one of the coolest things about it, is that you can download the codes when you're done building it in Flutterflow. And of course, you have to be a pro user, like by pro, you have to have a plan. You have to subscribe to using Flutterflow for you to be able to do that. Great. So okay, so my advice for you is yes, learn FlutterFlow. Go through the tutorials that are on our channel, and guys, pause, right? Just pause, right? This is me saying please pause. And why am I saying you should pause? Please, I want you to just go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Like, come on, we're the content we're sharing here is like super good, right? I bet it's good. So please just like this video, right? And then of course subscribe to the channel so that whenever we post videos, you'll be able to see that. Well, that's if you turn on the notification, which you should also do it. So do like three things simultaneously. Pap, pap, pap. That's subscribe to the channel and like the video and hit on the notification bell. That will be really good. And that's like one of the ways you support me too, to keep doing what I'm doing. Thank you very much. I will say this again. Okay, great. So that's it. Let's go to the next things. Please do a task about task and project assignments similar to Zendex. Oh, okay. So you're asking me to like maybe create a video tutorial showing how Zendex can be built, something like that, right? So okay, I will think about this, right? I will think about this. If I can have access to the UI UX design, yes, it's possible for me to work on it. Okay, so the problem is always coming up with the UI UX design. So most times I go to the Figma community and find some projects that are free, and I could use that in teaching, right? And of course, I give all full credit to the UI UX designer. Okay, Maximus, good to have you here. NC Macmillian, Good to have you here. What does custom function really mean? Custom function is custom codes. Like there's some things that FlutterFlow cannot handle at the current state. So it allows you to be able to put a custom code. Custom code is like you like try to write codes and then you put it somewhere else, and then FlutterFlow will help process it and make it do what you want to do. How do you know how to write these codes? You don't have to be a developer to write the codes. You can use ChatGPT. Just tell ChatGPT, I've been trying to do something in FlutterFlow, but it's not working. And what I've been trying to do is I want to do this, I want to do that. Can you give me a custom code that I could feed to FlutterFlow, custom function space, and so that my project can work? It will give you really. ChatGPT is really good, really really good. All right, so okay, so Prince, good to have you here from Ghana. Okay, so okay, so someone is saying, I want to know, I'm a software developer currently training on Nocode, training on Node, okay, Express and React. I just want to know the advantage of Flutterflow has over the usual method of writing codes. Okay, good stuff. So actually, the guys that write codes, the guys that are software developers, find Flutterflow even more interesting. Now, the reason is because, well, it also depends on the kind of codes that you write. But you said here you write Node, Express, and React. So, well, it's a little bit different from what Flutterflow runs on. So, Flutterflow runs on Flutter framework and Google Dart, right? So, Dart is the programming language. Flutter is a framework. So this is like the main thing that that makes up FlutterFlow, right? So the advantage here that FlutterFlow has over traditional developers is the speed of delivery, right? So with FlutterFlow, if at all you know how to do it, you can build like an enterprise application that is supposed to take like 6 months. You can do it in 2 months, right? That's like 1/3 of the time, right? And you can also charge less, right? Of course, if you're charging less, the clients will be more interested, right? So because right now there's a lot of economic meltdown in different places, so charging people lesser than the conventional pricing will even make you better positioned to get more clients, right? So the advantage here is that you can build applications faster, like 1/3 of the time. You can also make more money because you have a lot of clients who are going to come to you because you're charging less. Not like you're charging low, you're just charging less. And it's not like you're losing out or something. You're not, because first of all, you're going to be building with Flutterflow, and then you have lots of resources, at your at your use, right? So that's it. I just hope that I have been able to answer some of your questions. Yeah, so that's speed and pricing. So you can make more money by using Flutterflow, and you can actually build applications faster than you used to do with codes, and even less tedious, right? Yeah, less tedious. Okay, so Sandra is saying, but on average, how much time does Flutterflow use to start up? Because even on the tutorial, it takes a lot of time. Okay, so when running your project, there are like different ways. So there is the run mode, and then there's test mode, and then I think there's debug mode. So debug mode takes longer, right? By longer I mean roughly about 4 minutes, and then the test mode runs really fast, within 2 minutes, right? Sometimes within 1 minute, depending on your machine, right? So if you have like a very fast machine, your internet is good, you can have your project running like really fast, right? Then the run mode takes roughly about 2 to 4 minutes, also depending on yours, the speed of your device and your internet. Yeah, I hope this helped. Okay, so let me see. We have another question. Okay, so someone is saying, how do we build a barcode scanner of any function using the custom function feature as a node? Okay, you don't need to use any custom function to build a barcode scanner. Flutterflow already has a widget that allows you to do barcode scanning. Like, it's very easy, like super easy. All right, so I think this is where I'm gonna share my screen quickly, guys. Let me sign into Flutterflow quickly, and then just show you where to find that barcode scanner thing. All right, so it's a widget on Flutterflow, and you can use this to scan QR codes, scan barcodes, like that. I think subsequently I'll create a tutorial for that. right? So that you can know how to use it. But I'll just show you the widget in FlutterFlow so you can just see it. And okay, let me just get my machine up. All right, so I think we're up and going. So I'm gonna create a new project quickly. I know I'm not sharing my screen, guys, so because there's some private things here. So I will just create something really fast. Skip. Great. So let me share my screen now, and then so I can show share screen. Share screen. Okay, so window. What am I sharing? I'm sharing this particular screen. Great. All right, so I believe you can see my screen. So the guy that asked the question about the barcode scanner. So this is it. Let's say this is your column in this particular screen. You just have to go like look for the widget. You can just search for here barcode, something like that. So you can see it here. So this is your barcode, right? So yeah, this is like what allows you to generate it, right? So then like you can use this to show different things, right? So there's one other, let me see, barcode. Okay, so sorry, I'm mixing some things up. So this particular guy allows you to like generate, like you can actually get to generate the code, like generate the design itself, not scan, right? So you just generate it. But if I told you want to like maybe build something that allows you to scan, what you just need to do is let's go to the widget tree quickly. It's usually a bit tough to do live classes. So let's look for a button, for instance. So I can just add a button somewhere here, maybe this one, and then I can come here to actions, and then I can click to add an action, and then I can look for scan barcode QR code. You see, it's actually an action. Right? Sorry, I mixed it up before. So it's a scan barcode QR code. So you can click on it, and then you can do your basic setups here. So there's a button for like you can, if at all it's gonna be a barcode, so if you want it to be QR code and barcode, so you have to turn this on. There's a cancel button here, and then you have to set up your action output variable and do all of that. So it's already here, you don't need to write custom codes for it. I will try to create a tutorial for these next week. Yes, I will, including the messenger, completing the messenger tutorial. Yeah, so I don't know, I hope this helped you as well. Okay, so that's for that question, and let's go. So Python and JavaScript, this is not really going to work so well on, I don't think it's going to work on Flutterflow at all. So you have to, your program, the language has to be in Google Dart. That's with inside the Flutter framework, right? So it has to be Google Dart. If you don't write it, you can use ChatGPT to get these things done. Someone said make some videos on API integration. Okay, so I think I will try to work on this, maybe specifically payment APIs, like maybe Stripe, maybe Paystack, Flutter Wave for people that are in Nigeria and the African region. Okay, yes, I will consider that. Then okay, can we convert the code? I believe you're asking if you can download the codes. Yes, you can download the codes. I don't know what you mean by convert the code, but you can download the codes if you have a plan, like you've subscribed to Flutterflow. You need to subscribe to Flutterflow to be able to download the code. It's a premium feature. Yeah, so you can download codes, you can clone your projects, you can do a whole lot of beautiful things. Yeah, so can we pull design straight from Figma using plugins like web design using Figma? No, 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 no. There's no feature like that in Flutterflow yet. I think maybe in the future Flutterflow, yeah, but you can just pull design straight into Flutterflow and then it just works. You have to design it inside Flutterflow. Okay. Okay, someone is asking, can we build complex applications and search functionality in Messenger app which you're building? Yes, you can build complex applications. Yes, you can do that. But we will be using simple search feature within Flutterflow, right? So, but if at all you want it to be more complex, you have to use custom codes. But when I'm done, you will get to see how it works. Okay. So someone is saying, please make it public for free. All apps you design in FlutterFlow. Okay, so tasty foods. That's not gonna work. Yeah. So, but the good stuff is we're building a platform called Nocode Forest, right? So we're actually done, but we've not launched it fully yet. Nocode Forest. So all the things that I have been building on FlutterFlow, right? You will be able to buy them on Nocode Forest for cheap. All right. So yeah, it to be really, really cheap, like maybe less than $100 or even less than $50, depending. We've not fixed the pricing yet, but it's gonna be within that range, either $50 to $100. You'll be able to buy it, yeah, buy it, clone it, use it for your own project and all of that. All rights given to you. Yes. Okay, so someone is saying, how can I create a button to print a PDF file? Okay, so this is not just about a button, right? This is going to be a different thing entirely. So if you say create a button to print a PDF file, well, there are two things you could do here. You can add an action like a launch URL action to that button, on that button, and then it will now like redirect the user after they click on it to view the file, right? Then from there they can print it. But if you want to like create some form of customized print action, right, that means it's going to be a custom code. Yes. Okay, I think I will take note of these and also try to see if I can create like a very short 6 to 10 minutes tutorial on it subsequently, not soon. Someone is asking, do we need to download Flutterflow? No, you don't need to download Flutterflow. Flutterflow runs on the web, right? It's like it's a website, right? So you can just go to flutterflow.io and you start using it from there. You don't need to like download Flutterflow. Yeah. So okay, so we're getting close to more question. In Messenger app which you're building, we could add tab widget for switching between chat and status. Yes, of course. Yes, that's this is very possible to do that. Okay, so someone is saying, I'm already using Power Platform and specifically Power Apps. Can you advise me on how to integrate Flutterflow into my design and if I need to focus on JavaScript framework to create custom features? Your question is not so clear. Can you advise me on how to integrate Flutterflow into my design? Integrate Flutterflow into your design. It's not really clear. So yeah, I don't know. Can you ask this all over again? It's not very clear. In the JavaScript framework, just like I said earlier, custom codes that you write for Flutterflow has to be in Google Dart in the Flutter framework. Great. Then Kareem is saying, I have two projects linked to the sale database. Okay, a mobile, a web platform. How to deploy each database rules without overwriting the other. I have two projects linked to the sale database. Okay, how to deploy each product without overwriting the other. Okay, so I don't really understand what you're saying though, but you can build two different Flutterflow projects and they can all be related to one Firebase project. Like they can all be linked to one Firebase project, right? It's just that the original owner of the Flutterflow project is going to be the only person that can connect those two projects, right? So that means if I told you're the original owner of the Flutterflow project, then that's when you can like link it to the same database, right? That's the same project. Like you'll be able to put the project ID, the same project ID on both Flutterflow projects, right? And then just connect them to one Firebase project. I don't know if that helped, but if it didn't, just ask the question again. Someone said a ticket system that a customer can submit a ticket and admin will assign to an agent. Yes, this is very possible. You can build a ticket system. So this is basic crude in Flutterflow. So create, read, update, delete. Yeah, you can do that. So the user can try to engage with the customer. Sorry, tickets that customer. So let's say the user is a customer, can request for something and it generates some sort of ticket. A ticket is like a document, right? And it can be submitted to the admin, and admin can now have some sort of dashboard that they can assign it to someone else that sees it. Yeah, all of that is very possible. Are you asking if this can be built or I should work on a tutorial on this? I don't really understand. Okay. So then, man, there are a lot of questions. Okay. Okay, someone is saying how to deal with database rules and fibers for production. All right, so Carrie and I will look at this. Is possible create Kanban system like, okay, sorry, I didn't share that. Is it possible to create Kanban system like Trello and Flutterflow? Yes, it's very possible. You can create it. Yes, you can create Kanban system just like what you have in Trello and Flutterflow. You can even build it really fast. You can clone the entire thing, actually. When we expect a code of an app from Flutterflow, what programming language will it be written in? It's going to be written in Google Dart, running on the Flutter framework. Yeah. What is the future of Flutterflow? Okay, I can't really answer these, but the future of Flutterflow is bright. Yeah, it's like super good. Many people, many business owners will be depending on Flutterflow for their applications because it's easier to use Flutterflow to build mobile and web applications without writing code. So yes, from my own projection, the trend is like this. Yes. So the trend for Flutterflow is like up. Yeah. I don't know if that helped. I just hope it helped. So thank you, Peel Space. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you very much. How can I create a blog post in Flutterflow? Blog post. I think the question is how can I create a blog in Flutterflow? So I have a tutorial like that. Let me just quickly get it right now. So YouTube, let me just get a link. It's just one of the recent tutorial that I did recently, like very recent. Okay, so if you go to the channel, where is it? I talked about how to build a blog app without writing codes using Flutterflow. So I'm not gonna play it, but it might make some noise. Okay, great. It didn't make any noise. I'm trying to get the link so I can just drop it here so you can try to get it. So I will try to see how I can come back to this. So here it is. This is a link to the tutorial on how to create a blog application, right? So it's already there. Like you can make blog posts and a lot of things, right? So I already created, so you can check it out there and see how it works. So that was Abdul Basit. Okay, so someone is saying, can a tracking feature or Google Map linking be integrated on App, Bell, and Flutterflow? Yes, you can do all of that inside Flutterflow. It's a bit complex, right? If at all you're a beginner, right? But it's very implementable inside Flutterflow. In fact, it's easy if at all you know Flutterflow very well, right? So yeah, it's very possible to do this. Does Flutterflow have a data analytic feature? So there is Google Analytics on Flutterflow, right? So when you're creating a project in Firebase, right? So you're asked if at all you want Google Analytics to track, the different things in your project. So you can say yes, you can say no. So if you say yes, you have the features from Google Analytics. So you don't need to now start creating a different analytics tool, except you want it customized for different things. Yes, so there is something like that, but it's provided by Google. All right, I believe I have answered that as well. Okay, okay, let's see. So someone is saying, okay, please make it at least in budget fixed like 25. Okay, so tasty food. Well, thank you very much. You are a potential customer, so you're giving me the idea of the pricing. We will look at this pricing. I think it's not bad, really. $25 to $50. I think not bad. So we'll think about this, and then we will make you guys like aware of it. Okay, great. All right. So next question is, are apps built on the platform very secure, especially if payment gateways are part of it? Yes. So now the thing about applications you build with Flutterflow is that Flutterflow already provides you with some like all-round security, okay? And then Firebase, which is where your data is stored, also provides you with like all-round security depending on your security rules, right? So that's why someone asked I should talk about security rules later. So yeah, so that's like it. And then I think Maximus, just give me till next week, right? So I am currently working on building a course, like a new video, right? Just a new video. Of course, it's free on introduction to cybersecurity and cybersecurity for no-code developers, right? So there's going to be something like that very soon, right? I wouldn't like to say next week so that you don't feel disappointed if it's not there on YouTube next week. So, but I'm working on this. I actually got a financial aid from Google, right? So financial aid, it's just it's not money, guys. So it's like giving me access to take a course on Coursera, right? So I was particularly interested in learning cybersecurity for the purpose of teaching you guys. So I got a financial aid there, and then I started learning it, and I've been learning a whole lot of things about cybersecurity, and I can't wait to teach you guys so you can know how to like secure your applications built with Flutterflow. So just hold on, you'll get to see more. Okay, so someone is saying how to compare the signed in email with another email in Superbase. Okay, so I haven't worked on Superbase yet. Sincerely, that's the truth. I haven't worked with Superbase yet. I just work with Firebase, but I think it's similar, right, to Firebase. So I haven't done this yet. So I think with time, when I have like more times in my hands, I will just look at Superbase a bit, and then maybe I'll be able to create a tutorial on this. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna skip your question because I haven't done Superbase. But if I'm to look at it again, how to compare the signed-in email with another email in Superbase, sign-in email. Did the user sign in into, or was the user authenticated in Superbase? And well, it's still not really clear, right? I wanted to try to see if I can relate this question to Firebase, but now you're not really clear on this. Okay. How marketable is competency in Flutterflow compared to traditional? Well, it all depends on how well you can pitch yourself, right? So if at all you can convince the client that this is a very good way of building applications and you're more affordable, right? And you're gonna still build a good job, then you get the job because it's the truth, right? Flutterflow will help you build applications faster, more robust, right? And you just need to be able to convince the client. If the client is like, okay, I don't want to be dependent on Flutterflow forever for the lifetime of my business, I want it to be such that I can take it off, host it in the cloud, and all of that, you can tell it, no problem. I've got you covered. I will be able to download the code, host it somewhere else, and that's allowed on Flutterflow. Okay, so someone is asking a question that has already been asked. Can we download our Flutterflow project code and choose which programming to export as? Nope. You can download the Flutterflow project code, but you can choose what programming language to export it as. It has to be in Google Dart and Flutter framework. There's no way around that. You can I don't know, refactor it to another programming language. Okay. All right, to the zone. I think I understand you now. Great. Okay, so we're almost close to the end. Are there any considerations for data security and app performance when using? Yes, this is something I just talked about not long ago. Yes, so the same security concerns that you have building traditional applications is also applicable in no-code apps, right? So it all depends on the security measures that you set to using your database, in this case Firebase, and then the different things that you also do in your Flutterflow project, right? So I'm going to work extensively on this in the coming weeks when I create a course on introduction to cybersecurity for no-code developers, right? So just anticipate it. It's going to be really detailed. Okay. So I think this is a feedback. Well done, David. I'm really enjoying your tutorials in your food delivery app. I'm really facing a little difficult in trying to make the number of running orders show up in Seller dashboard. Okay, so this particular laboratory wasn't really for the food delivery app, so I won't be able to answer questions on that, right? So you can just can you drop these as a question on the specific video tutorial that has to do with this food delivery app, and I will respond to it there. Can you do that? Thank you very much, Amadi. Okay, so can Flutterflow be used to build CRMs? Yes. You can build CRM applications, right? With Flutterflow, you can even build software as a service. Yeah, you can just build anything with Flutterflow, sincerely. Okay, so for delivery app design, what about admin panel? Okay, someone is asking, what about admin panel? I don't have the UI design for admin panel. for the food delivery application. If you can design it, I will build it. Right. So if you can design it, just send me the UI. I will build an admin panel for the food delivery app, just for learning purposes. Okay. Yeah, the UI UX design I used didn't have admin panel, so I didn't work on that. Good. Great. Yes. Can you use other dependencies that are not listed in Flutterflow? Yes, you can. You can use other things that are not listed in Flutterflow. Flutterflow allows you to connect to different APIs and use their resources. Yes, you can do that. Okay. Can we make use of other database aside from Firebase? Yes, you can use Superbase, right? So either Superbase or Firebase. Yes. I would like to be given a project assignment in the course of this training. Thank you so much. Okay, great. Joshua, definitely for people that are in the community, then the Nocode Africa community on WhatsApp. So we will give you guys projects to handle just to test your skills. And of course, if at all you build it well, you can even put it on Nocode for us and make some money out of it. Great. Okay, so I think we're almost there. So someone said, since Google Dart is a compulsory programming language, when an app reaches 1M users and you want to upscale on a different language, what happens? If you reach 1 million users, it doesn't mean the application is going to stop working. The only thing is the server resources. Can your server handle the 1 million users, right? So this is like the main question, not the programming language. It's the server, right? So if at all you feel that maybe Flutterflow might not be able to handle your 1 million users, you can download your code and take it to somewhere else. You can download your code and take it to AWS, to DigitalOcean, and anything else that you want to use. Okay, great. All right, so I think almost there. Can we integrate payments platforms like Paystack? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Okay, sorry, I forgot to turn on some features on this video, right? So I just had to quickly go turn it on. All right, so I think we're good, right? So can we integrate payment platforms like Paystack? Yes, you can. You can integrate Paystack into Flutterflow. You can use their API. Yes, you can integrate that. Okay, so how to acquire the email of the signed in user in my Flutterflow app? So the email of the signed in user is always going to be found in your in your in your dashboard in Firebase, right? So you can like find it there. So if you go to Firebase, you will see it's going to be there in your Firestore compartment, right? So you'll be able to see it there. Okay, so what else? Can I build a live streaming e-learning platform on Flutterflow? Yes, Hamzat, you can do that. You can with an app like Zoom integrated, and yes, you can do that, but it might not be as powerful as Zoom yet, right? So yeah, you can do that, but you might need a lot of custom functions, custom codes, right? Yeah, so that's like it. Okay, so let's see. Can I deploy my web app for free? And yes, you can deploy it for free on Flutterflow. Yes, you can do that. The only thing is that you cannot connect it to a custom domain on Flutterflow. You can connect it to a custom domain on Flutterflow, right? So that's like the only thing. So you have to pay for you to be able to connect it to a custom domain. Great. That's like the idea. And okay, so I think we're done with the laboratory for today. If you have more questions, you can still drop them in this video. I will be available to this like don't attend to them, right? So I think that's it. So you can drop comments for me, and thank you for the likes. I can see them. Thank you very much. I really appreciate the fact that you're here. Okay, I think we still have some questions. So how to acquire the email of the signed in user in my Flutterflow to compare it with another email. Okay, so if at all I understand you very well, you want to be able to query your users collection on Flutterflow, and you want to be able to, okay, not just the emails, right? You want to query. Okay, so the idea is this: you're going to have to query the users collection in your Flutterflow, and then you now need to go ahead and maybe write some conditions, right? Some conditions, not like write, just create some sort of conditional flow that says that compares the email of the authenticated user with a particular email, another email. So maybe you can create a text field, for instance, and then when someone types it inside, right? And then if it is the same as the authenticated user email, then it should say it is the same. Yeah, you can do that. You just need to create like a condition that says, check if this is this and it is equals to this and show this. Yeah, you can do that. Okay. All right. So, okay, we've talked about this and then all of this. Okay, by investing time and effort in content learning, so you're demonstrating a good mindset. Thank you. Thank you very much, Cyprian. I really appreciate this. Thank you very much. Okay, I hope you guys have been able to like get some value from these 51 minutes laboratory session, and we hope to have it again sometime next week. Same time next week. I think we'll be having it every Saturday. Yes, so we'll have it again. It's always 6 p.m. GMT plus 1. That's West African time. Yeah. So great. If you have more questions, just drop it for me as a comment and I'll be sure to respond to them. Thank you very much, guys, and have a lovely weekend. See you in the next tutorial. All right. Bye, guys.